Hey guys, this is OSP. We'll be back with this our new tutorial on Visual Basic. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use input box. Now, input box is always used whereby the user picks or gives in the value right away from the keyboard. You find that the values are not there, so it is you who put the value straight into your machine, the one then which then the computer can compute. And another thing is that I'm also going to use if statements. I'm going to use if statement to test which condition is true. If that condition is true, then the statement, if the statement is true, then the condition is verified to be correct. And the condition which is correct is the one which is executed out. Hey guys, let me just take you straight forward into the one I've just created to show you how maybe then we can create one together. So this is my button which I just created. So if I go to run, in this button, that's where my math calculation is. So if I click there, it will ask me to enter the value of A. If I say enter the value of A is 45, and I press OK. Now at the moment I use the two variables, the first one for A and the other one is for B. So if I press OK, if I continue with, and maybe I put the value of B to be 89, if I continue to tell me that A is smaller than B because I gave the condition. So let me just take you straight forward into how I made that work. So let me just double click here. Now these are the first variable I declared. I declared them as integer and B as integer, and I said A is equal to the input box. Now this one here in the simple term is waiting for the value the user will put into the machine. The same applies to B, and then this is my if statements that I verified. And then also, if you try to remember at the moment or recall, I also put my text box or the form to be calculation form. So let me just open up a new form so that I can simply show you one at this very time. So I'm just open up a new project so that I can show you one. So I'm just going to call project 2. Okay. So just widen up this. I'm just giving some demonstration, but you guys, you can do the project with them. So I'm just going to put a button. We may also need put a label that I may not need it as such at the moment, so you can just right click on my button and I change the properties. I just gave that name there, calculate or compute, any of that too. And I can also change the color. If it is okay with us, we can change that color to just give that, and then we change the cursor effect also, the rotation and extra true input, give you that, so that I can also change the font to be 12 or 15. Alright, bold 16, and I make it to be control. Change this to be control like that. And I can also make it to be with a cool, no border, zero border, and then also when the cursor you click on, the green color turns to be the dominant. So looks like that, and then we to make this one to be flat, so that my machine looks like this. So when it comes to click, wow, text tells you, and even the cursor is showing the effect. Now that's also how we add the cursor effect. We pick which really, because now you see at the moment, if you move my mouse out of the calculation, it is actually changing up, and that's how we can deal with the cursor effect to make a machine looks cool or make your program look cool. Let me now take you straight to the coding. I've already made this output together. Let us just go straight to the coding and see how can we make the other calculation. So we're going to define the two variables. So I'm double click here and go to the coding. I'm going to define the first dim a as integer. You can use double if you want, but I'm just using integer here for demonstration. I'll also say dim b as integer, and also then I have to now to give in those variables I defined. So I'll say a is equal to having input box, which input box at this case is going to stand for the information that the user will be seeing, then he can give the value. So maybe I will say enter the value of a, something like that. So I can just copy this so that I don't waste much time. I'm just going to change those letters. So I'll just put this to be B. Oh wow, put B. Control Z. I put this to be B, and then I just change this value here to be B also. Wow. Change this one to be B and this one also to be B. So let us now go straight to the if statements where we're going to derive our equation. So I will say if A is greater than having B, what then should the programs do? So I'll just say then, or I'll just press enter so that it can generate from the entire if condition or if statement. If A is greater than B, what should it then tell us in the message box? They should now let us know in the message box that A is less than B, or A is greater than B, since A is greater than B. So just tell us now in the message box that A is, wow, just tell us A is greater than B. So that's a condition you're verifying there. We can give another if statement. Now get me, this is end if. This is like this if statement ends there. So to start another if statement, you go down. If at all you're going to just use if alone, not else if, the second if statement. So if I say again, maybe if A is less than B, then tell us also that A in the message box. Tell us also in the message box that maybe A is less than B. Less than B or smaller than B. So you can derive in. So you can now derive in how do you want your expression or input expression to be. So far I have those two at the moment. Yeah, if A is less than B, it will give that. How about if A is equal to B? So you come also down and give the if statement, and then maybe also say A is equal to B, having B. So if A is equal to having B, what should the message box tell us now? So we should also let the message box tell us that A is equal to B. So that's now where to guys expect the message box to let us know or to derive for us at the moment. If you try to at the moment, yeah, that's so cool. But now if you try to run this machine, you'll discover yes, the computation can happen, which is good. Now we can enter the values here if you want to do so. But let me just try to calm down here and I try to show something on the coding. I'm just going to cut this off. There's something that I have shown you. You see, I didn't change this form. When you run this form to just remain just form 1. So let us just also go and change that one so that can also work like the other one of recent, the one I showed you. That here it changes up. So you just double click on the form, come down here, and you say middle text, and that is equal to having the value that you're going to want the form, the text, and the form to be. Maybe calculation form, if that's maybe your point on how you want it to be. So if you go back into the design and run machine, the form changes from this to this. And also maybe another thing that you also have to let you know, our form when it pops up when you run, it does not come in the middle. So it's a very good practice always when whenever you're doing a system, you make sure your machine or what you're trying to run comes and pops up in the middle for the user. So you click on the form and then come here down on its property, or right click on the form, then you go to its property and then look for the start position, which you should then turn into what known as the center screen. So you click on center screen so that whenever someone clicks on it, it pops up here in the middle, which is a very good practice. So that's how it is. So if I happen also to come here, the thing is so cool. When I click here and I enter the first value, maybe for the A is 34, and if I say enter, okay, if I also make the value for B is that, it will automatically tell us A is less than B for that case. And also the computation form or compute calculating form is up. If I then continue to run the machine, for this case now I make A to be greater and then I make B to be less, something like that. So if I say okay, it will tell me A is greater than B. How about if when they are equal? So if I click there also, I make 45, and also the other one I gave it 45. So if I press OK, it'll say A is equal to B. So guys, that's how we use what known as if statements with input values. So that's always how we can use it out, and you can even more make it more nice than the way I have just used for demonstration for you guys here. So guys, thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel below. I hope you guys will never meet my next video. Thank you guys. I hope we meet next time.